Good morning. So we'll begin with the discussion, updated discussion on diesel cycle. I will just discuss to you some key points and then yung pinaka-technique talaga kung paano nyo masasolve yung diesel cycle. For me, pagdating ng mga heat cycles like this, internal combustion engines, I prefer that you always look at their diagrams. Doon natin makukuha kasi sa mga processes niya yung mga formula na kailangan natin at anong gagawin natin doon sa mga diagrams na yun. Now, let us talk about diesel cycle. So, diesel cycle, in a brief discussion, it is developed by Rudolf Carl Diesel. Hindi si Vin Diesel ha, who always chooses the family. Sabi nga sa memes. Used in compression ignition, internal combustion engines. Ngayon kasi, uh, yung auto cycle nyo kasi, it relies on spark ignition. Anong ibig mo sabihin ng spark ignition, sir? Sir, kailangan mo pong mag-input dyan ng electrical charge in order to create combustion. Dito, in higher pressures, ang nangyayari kasi, nagkakaroon ka ng what? Higher compression, tapos atomized yung fuel mo due to your fuel injectors. Ito yung fuel injectors mo. Okay? Yung fuel injectors na yan, it is called a nozzle, fuel nozzle. Kung saan, yung give off niya ng fuel, it is a spray of fuel in a sense na atomized na yung form ng fuel, napakaliit na. That, when compression happens at higher pressures, ma-attain nun yung flash point niya. Okay? Ignition point niya. Kung saan, puputok siya and then you'll create combustion. Hindi katulad ng spark ignition, kahit mababa ang compression niyan, mangyari is, sa auto cycle, pag nag-compress yan, mag-create ka ng spark due to electrical charge, puputok siya, magkakaroon ka ng combustion. Unlike dito, you will use higher compression pressures para ma-ignite yung iyong fuel. Now, you also have 4 points here. This process or cycle consists of 4 constant pressure consists of 4 processes, which is a constant pressure heat addition process yung una, and starts with a piston in the top dead center. The top dead center, nandito sa taas, TDC. Dito naman yung bottom dead center. Okay? A constant volume heat rejection process and 2 reversible adiabatic processes where isentropically mangyayari yung compression and the expansion of gas. Now, from 1 to 2, you will have isentropic compression. 2 to 3, you'll have isobaric heat addition kung saan nandyan na yung combustion mo. And at point 3, nandyan yung temperature and pressure at maximum values for your entire combustion cycle. At 3 to 4, you'll have isentropic expansion where your gas will expand. Mawawala ng init pagkatapos sa 4 to 1 at isometric heat rejection. Going back to 1. Kaya naging cycle siya. Now, this is the diagram. This is the pressure volume diagram for your diesel cycle. Yung diesel cycle, kung makikita nyo, you'll have 1 to 2 that is isentropic, 2 to 3 that is heat addition, 3 to 4 that is isentropic expansion, and heat rejection naman yung 4 to 1. Mas magandang basihan po natin yung drawing. Okay? Mamaya pakita ko sa inyo kung paano ko madiderive lahat ng formula dyan. Now, yung 2 to this line, pagpalagay natin, you'll have a piston here. Okay? Angat natin. You'll have your piston here. Okay? This is the bottom dead center of your piston. Yung piston mo, nandito sa baba na yan. And then, ito yung top dead center. Okay? Back and forth, hindi pa rin niya ma-fill up yung clearance. Yung clearance na yan, that is where the atomized gas, atomized fuel, and compressed gas, yung air, yung compressed fluid natin which is air, will undergo combustion. Hindi naman pwedeng yung piston mo is hanggang dun sa clearance mo, kainin niya yung clearance. Combustion will not happen. At masyado mataas yung pressure nun and wala ka ng room for expansion. Now, yung processes na yan, ipapaliwanag ko at 4-stroke cycles. Now, here, this is the bottom dead center and then the top dead center. Saan from 1, yung initial state, okay, you'll be given different parameters, pressure, volume, and temperature. Ngayon, kapag binigay at least 2 of those parameters sa pressure, volume, and temperature, all you have to do is to use the PV-MRT equation or the ideal gas equation in order to solve for the remaining parameter to be found. Now, going to 2, ang gagamitin mo dyan is the isentropic formula. Papakita ko yan mamaya. Okay? Now, let's go to the formula. Oh, ayan, makikita nyo naman yung summary of the formula. Hindi na sila dinerive. But I want you to always remember how to derive it whenever you need it. Okay? Let me just fix this one. Masyado siyang malaki. Okay. I want you to always remember how to derive the formula that we need entirely. Okay? Now, let us focus at point 1 to 2. What process will be that? So that is isentropic compression, where yung volume 1 mo will go to volume 2. Ibig sabihin, this is the maximum volume. Okay? Maximum volume na meron ka dyan. This is the minimum volume. Compressed na kasi yan eh. Pinag-uusapan natin yung laki ng cylinder. Okay? This is the minimum volume. Siyempre, laging matitira dyan, from here up to here, that is the clearance. Now, you are given P1, B1, T1. Commonly, ang given dyan is P1, B1, T1. Okay? You'll have to find all the parameters that is to be found in number 2. How you will find it? Okay, by isentropic compression and then isentropic formula, gagamitin natin si Tito Pipito. Wait and see. Si Tito Pipito, tandaan nyo to si Tito Pipito will be equal to V over V. Dito na tayo. Basehan natin. Si Tito Pipito, where, ang given dito, if air standard, that is K is equal to 1.4. Air standard yan, ha? What if hot air naman? Di K is equal to 1.3 kapag hot air. Commonly ito ginagamit. Pero pag in-indicate na hot, all you have to use is 1.3. Now, you are asked to find yung 2. Lagay mo yan. Notation yan eh. K minus 1 over K raised to K minus 1. Kaya lang laging inverse yung volume. Laging maximum divided by minimum. So, 1 over 2. Okay. Sir, natatandaan natin sa auto cycle, di ba ang V1 over V2 is the RK? The compression ratio. Di nakuha natin si compression ratio na RK. Meron ka ng formula for RK. Now, you are ought to find yung values ng T2 and P2. Pag nakuha mo na pala si T2, saan mo kunin? Given naman yung pressure mo or given to. Pwedeng si T2 will be equal to, basihan mo to. Okay? RK yan. T2 over T1. Dito over T1, pwedeng ito basihan mo. Basihan mo muna si RK. RK raised to K minus 1. Hanapin mo si T2. Okay, remember, that the temperature at 1 should always be at absolute. Remember ha, yung temperature mo dyan is always at absolute. So, T2 is equal to T1 multiplied to RK raised to K minus 1. If and only given si RK, ha? What if hindi given si RK but the pressures are given? O, madali lang po yan. T2 will be equal to, multiply mo na lang. Cross-multiply mo si T1 dito. T1 multiplied to P2 over P1. Kasi P2 is the maximum pressure at that process. Raised to K minus 1 over K. O, nasolve na natin si T2. How about P2? O, how about naman yung B2? Ngayon, kapag nasolve na natin sila, okay, dalawa ng points meron tayo. Meron tayong P2 and T2. All you have to do is to use PV is equal to MRT to find yung natitira mong parameter. So, ano pa yung makikita mo sa number 2? Wala na? Meron pa ba makikita dyan? I bet wala na. Okay? Kasi dito papapasok yan sa 2 to 3. Okay? Set aside muna natin yan. Now, nasolve na natin yung point 1 to 2. How about this process? Dito natin para yan. So, at process 2 to 3 naman tayo. Nakuha na natin yung values kay 2. So, at process 2 to 3. Anong process ang meron ka dyan? That is constant pressure, di ba? PV. This is isentropic. Isentropic. Ito, constant volume. Isometric. So, dito, this is isobaric. P is equal to constant. Therefore, ibig sabihin dyan, P2 is equal to P3. Oh, wala mo na yan, ha, di ba? So, if P2 is equal to P3, then we can say, kapag ginamit natin yung combined gas law, so PV over, T equal to PV over T, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. Constant si pressure. O, di cancel natin to. Cancel natin to. Kaya lang, hindi tayo V1 and V2 dito, ha? This is 3. This is P3, V3, T3. O, di meron tayong V3 over V2. Over V2 tuloy. Over T2, T3 equal to V2 over T2. Ngayon, meron tayong V2 and T2. Then, yung P2 and P3 natin, nandyan. Paano natin mahanap si V3 and T3? Commonly, binibigay dyan si maximum temperature. Ito si maximum temperature of combustion. Sinasabi dyan. Tapos, si P2 and P3 is the maximum pressure of the combustion. Ngayon, ano pong hahanapin natin dyan sa cycle na yan? 2 to 3. Siyempre, yung ating heat addition. Dito papasok kasi yung heat added dyan. QA. Paano natin makukuha yun? Babasihan natin yung temperature. The process is isobaric, then therefore Q is equal to mCp delta T. Meron pa ba tayong nakakalimutan dyan? Tignan nyo. Yung RC kasi, tignan nyo ha, pwede natin i-reform to become V3 over V2. Ano yung maximum volume dyan? Si 3. Kasi mas malaki yung volume niya. Ayan o, mas malaki yung volume niya kay 2 pagdating sa cylinder. This is V3. This is V2. O di mas malaki to. Maximum over minimum. So, temperature, edi T3 over T2. O, meron kang, saan equal yan? This is equal to RC or the cut-off ratio. O, meron ka ng formula for cut-off ratio. Pwedeng temperature, pwedeng volumes. But remember, yung temperature mo, lagi mong i-absolute. Now, for the heat added, QA of the cycle, that is M, Cp of air, delta T. Ano yung maximum temperature? That is T3 minus T2. May hanapin pa po ba tayo dyan? Wala na. Kasi nakuha na natin si QA. That is for process 2 to 3. Check nyo dito. Ganun po siya kinukuha. Okay? Now, let us go to process. Yan. Pun natin to. I-box lang natin to ha. This is for QA. Lagyan natin to. How about yung process 3 to 4? The process 3 to 4, ang cycle mo dyan or ang process mo dyan is isentropic ulit. S is equal to C, but that is expansion. Okay. Now, anong kukunin natin dito? Meron na tayong P3, T3, and B3. Nakuha na natin to. Check. So, kukunin natin yung mga parameters at 4. Balik ulit tayo kay isentropic o di T over T equal to P over P equal to B over V. Alam, huwag mong kalimutan si K minus 1 over K tapos to K minus 1. Ngayon, ang hinahanap natin dito, yung maximum over minimum. O di maximum tayo, 3, 4. Dito yung, 3, 4. Dito, 4 and 3. Baliktad. Okay? Now, hahanapin natin dito si T4. So, T4 will be, gamitin na lang natin yung pressure na to. That is, T3 divided by, absolute dapat to divided by the ratio ng pressures, P3 over P4 raised to K minus 1 over K. Kahit di mo nabasihan to, para hindi ka malito. O, pwede mo nang masolve si T4. Now, meron ka bang volume 4 dyan? I bet yung volume 4 mo kasi, makikita mo, volume 4 is equal to volume 1. Kasi pantay lang silang dalawa eh. O, edi pwede mo nang mahanap din si P4. Pero given naman si P4 dyan eh. Pwede mo mahanap na yan. Okay? Naibibigay naman si P4 dyan. Gamitin mo na lang to. Okay? Check. Okay. Ano pang hahanapin natin dito yung QR? So, QR now. QR is equal to MCV delta T. Bakit? Ba't naging MCV delta T? CV ng air to kasi constant volume ang process mo dyan. Okay? So, QR will be M ng air, CV ng air. Recall natin what is the CV of air. The CV of air is 0.171 BTU per pound degree Rankine. Kapag naman SI, that is 0.7186 kilojoules per kilogram degree Kelvin. Yan yung CV niya. Delta T, ano yung mas mataas na temperature? That is T3 minus T4. Ay, hindi pala. May mali ako dito, V4 is equal to V1. Tama pala. Pinocus lang natin yung 3 to 4. Yung volume ni 3 to 4, hindi yan equal. Pero ang V4 is equal to V1. Kaya masasolve mo pa rin si P4. Using PV is equal to MRT equation or the ideal gas law. So, you will have yung QR. Okay. Saan naman tayo? Naputol na yan dyan. Paste ulit natin to. Kunin natin, ha? Control C. Control J. Control C. Yan. We'll go with process 4 to 1. Process 4 to 1. Bibalik ka sa initial state. Anong process yan? Oy, mali pala. Dito pala yan yung QR. Ay, in-advance ko na. Dito kasi ako nakatingin sa diagram. Dito yung QR. Pwede na yan. 3 to 4, hindi pala 3 to 4. Dito ka nagkamali. 4 to 1. Yan. Doon kasi ako nakatingin sa diagram sa baba. 4 to 1. In-advance ko na. Ito yung QR. Wala ka palang makukuha dito. So, 4 to 1, that is isometric. Or V is constant. So, meron ka ng P4, T4, and V4. Wala ka nang hahanapin dito kasi given na rin si P1, V1, and T1. Check na lahat yan. Okay? Ang hanapin mo na lang dyan si QR. O, the QR is equal to MCV delta T, T1 minus T4. Ito na po yun mismo. Wala nang iba. So, na-derive ko lahat ng formula na kailangan mong hanapin dyan sa processes mo. Okay? Now, meron tayong expansion ratio dyan na tinatawag. The expansion ratio, magmumula dito. Expansion ratio is equal to V4 over V3. Where V4 is equal to V1. So, equal yan sa V1 over V, excuse me, 3. Napansin kayo, volume is constant at 1. Yung volume constant is 1. P1 over V1 over T1 is equal to P4 V4 over T4. O, cancel natin si volume. Constant volume daw siya eh. O. O. Pwede natin tong sabihin na P1 over P4 is equal to T1 over T4. Yung ratio nila. Okay? Pag sinabing, the ratio is 16 to 1. O. Anong tawag doon? Compression ratio, RK. Kapag sinabing expansion ratio, ang ratio niya, o ganito. Pag sinabing cut-off ratio, RC yan. Andito yon, given. Now, merong relationship yung RC, RE, and RK. Okay. RK kasi is simply, we can see, that is equal to RE and then multiplied to RC. Ngayon, di ba ang RK is equal to V1 over V2? Tingnan natin, ano ba si RC? Okay, tandaan nyo na to. Si RC kasi is the cut-off ratio which is V3 over V2. Tapos, i-multiply mo kay RE. Si RE is V4 over V3. Cancel natin yung same. Di ba si V4 is equal to V1? Then, ayun nga yun. So, therefore, correct ito. RK is equal to RC plus RC times RE. Now, we'll go with the work net of the cycle. The work net of the cycle simply is the area under this region. Okay? So, kung may work net of the cycle, paano natin makukuha yan? The work net of the cycle is simply equal to QA minus QR, or the total heat added minus the total heat rejected, or wala ka namang work dyan na pag-uusapan. Kaya ito na yun. That is the work net of the cycle. Now, since this is a cycle, kukunin natin yung kanyang buong, kanyang buong efficiency. Ayan. So, lahat naman ng heat cycle or combustion cycle, ang basis niya kasi is the efficiency of the cycle is always equal to work net or the net work produced divided by the total heat added by the fuel. QA. Ang work net natin is QA minus QR over QA. Pwede pa nating extract yan. Dito 1 minus QR over QA. Yan lang po yung ating efficiency. But how about gagamitan natin ng compression ratio and expansion ratio? Ganito po. E. Tandaan mo parati si 1 minus 1 over R K raised to K minus 1. Tandaan mo parati, unang-una dyan, sino po? Sir, ang tatandaan ko po dyan is auto cycle. Di ba nauna si auto cycle? Idadagdag mo na lang. Ano ba mga nadagdag dyan? Okay? Ang nadagdag po dyan is si RC. Tandaan mo dito, multiply mo dito, nasa taas yan. Okay. Si RC minus 1 over RC minus 1. Dito, nasa taas kapag nasa taas din ang K. Pag nasa baba ang K. Ganun lang po natin siya tatandaan. Okay? That is now the efficiency of the cycle. How about si RK kasi pwede nating ma-derive yan. Okay? Si RK using clearance. That is equal to C plus 1 over C. Where C is the clearance, that is in decimal form. Okay? Now, pwede rin nating ma-derive si C. Okay? Ito yan, no? Pwede nating ma-derive si C. Tignan mo dito si VC or percent clearance, that is equal to V2. Volume, clearance, that is equal to V2. Okay? Multiplied to C times the volume displaced. What is the total volume displaced ng iyong cycle? The total volume displaced of the cycle is from, paste ko dito, yung ating diagram, para nakikita nyo. Dito natin. Okay, the total volume displaced of your diagram is from 1 to 2. That is the volume displaced. Okay? So, V1 minus V2. Ayan na yan. And, sabi dito, si VC daw, volume clearance is yung 2. Ito yan, no? Volume clearance. That is equal to V2. Volume clearance. Paano mo kuha yan? Si clearance kasi is the percentage. Okay? C of the volume displaced. Yan. And therefore, C is equal to, makikita mo pwedeng V2 over VD. Or simply, that is equal to V2 over V1 minus V2. Yung C natin. Ni-derive mo yan. How about the mean effective pressure? It is the optimal operating pressure ng ating cycle. So, MEP. Anong unit niyan? It is in PSI or in MPa. MEP is equal to work net over DD. Or simply, yung work net natin QA minus QR over V1 minus V2. Tignan nga natin kung ano yung work net yan, yung MEP. Okay, so na-derive natin lahat ng formula na kailangan natin pagdating ng ating diesel cycle na ang binabasihan lang po yung PV diagram. Okay? Wala na po tayong ibang kailangan tandaan dyan. Kumari, mag-board exam kayo. Ito lang idodrawing nyo. Sir, marunong ako mag-drawing kaya madiderive ko lahat ng formula na kailangan ko sa kanya. Okay? So, don't worry. If you know how to draw, you will derive all the formula that you need in order to solve the entire problem. Okay? Naintindihan natin? So, that will be all for the discussion ng ating diesel cycle.